ArriveCAN is here to stay. And the government hasn't admitted this. The government hasn't acknowledged it. Last week, Omar Al-Ghabra, who's the transport minister, talked about all the things they're doing with ArriveCAN. And if you look at it, it's clear it's not going away. This thing that was brought in simply for COVID is now becoming a permanent fixture where if you want to enter your own country, you have to log all your details on this app and get a little passcode that you can give to the border officer. And if you don't, you will be fined. So Jean-Yves Duclos, he said, ArriveCAN's working. ArriveCAN's actually making it quicker for people to go through the customs lines. That's what he says. ArriveCAN's actually making things easier. So I've used ArriveCAN a number of times. You have to when you're coming back into the country or you get fined. And it used to be about you just log all your information. And now what they're trying to do, and this is what Omar Al-Ghabra was talking about last week, they're trying to integrate it with your customs clearing. So the questions that you have to answer, do you have any fruit and vegetables? Have you been to a farm? Stuff like that is now going to be part of ArriveCAN. So what the government gets with ArriveCAN is advanced knowledge of those who are coming to Canadian borders. It's supposed to be, as a Canadian citizen, you're supposed to be able to show up at a Canadian border and say, here's my Canadian passport, let me in, and that's enough. Because the government cannot deny you entry to your own country. But they can make your life miserable, and they can fine you, and this is what they're doing right now. They're saying, oh yeah, if you come in as a Canadian and you haven't done ArriveCAN, we'll let you in, but we're going to make you pay like $5,000 for the privilege of entering your own country without using the government's creepy ArriveCAN tracking app. And the reason I bring this up is because there should not be barriers to enter your own country. So this is now becoming an electronic travel authorization for Canadians to go into their own country. An ETA is what you're supposed to get when you travel to a foreign country. And now we're effectively making Canadians do this for themselves. And it means that when you go through and you scan your passport or your Nexus card, they already have all of your information because you had to log it ahead of time on the app. Because I've had people say, well, they aren't even asking for my ArriveCAN at the border after I've gone through the effort of doing it. They don't need to because you're already in their system and it's linked to your passport or Nexus card. So when they swipe those, all of these things that you put in come up. And yeah, it makes things very convenient if you're the border officer. But what purpose does it serve for a Canadian coming through?